Hello everyone, in this tutorial we'll discuss how to create a sample Maven project and then how to add the dependencies for Hibernate, Spring, MySQL jars, JUnit. So let's create a sample program. Right click on the Explorer, say new, go to other, search for filter for Maven project. Here I have Maven project. Click next. So it will give you an option, some default work locations and everything. I set everything to default. Click next. In the filters, it filters me off with all the group IDs. And once it filters with all the group IDs and the catalogs, once it filters, I would set it to default one and then next. So here is my new Maven project that I would like to create. What is the information that I would like to fill in? So the package, I would say Hibernate _ Eclipse. Group ID is the same. Version, I would set it to default. Artifact ID, I would say com.hibernate, and then I would say finish. Once I say finish, it creates a project for me. So it says com.hibernate and it's a Maven project, so you see an M at the top of the folder. So when you click and when you go to pom.xml file, this is the main XML file where we add our dependency hierarchy, where we add our dependencies and then we add our properties, so that whatever we add as a dependency, what Maven does is Maven pulls the information and pulls the jars corresponding to those dependencies, and then it would add it to the build path so that we can work using those dependencies in our project. So now we will see how to add the dependencies. We can add the dependency using the UI, or we can go to pom.xml file here and then add a dependency. So when we first create a Maven project, the dependency that is added in here is JUnit. So to verify the JUnit jar, you click on Maven dependencies, you see the JUnit jar. So now we'll see how to add the Hibernate, Spring and Log4J. So let's start with the Log4J. So to start on with, what we need is, for the dependency we need the group ID, the artifact ID, the version numbers. So for the Log4J, let me just copy and paste this. So what is the group ID for the Log4J is Log4J, and the artifact ID is also Log4J, and then the version number, that is the latest. The version number that I have for Log4J is 1.2.9, and I don't have the scope. I'll remove it and then I would click save. Once I save, you need to observe this. Once I save, the corresponding Log4J with the version 1.2.9 is being added to the Maven dependencies. So now I can work with Log4J in my project. Okay, so this is for Log4J. And then next we'll go to the Hibernate. To Hibernate, we can add to the Hibernate core or the Hibernate validator. Okay, so let's go to Hibernate. Control C and Control V, so that I don't have to write these tags. So for the Hibernate, the group ID is org.hibernate, and the artifact ID for the Hibernate core is hibernate-core. Okay, and then the version number. Now what we can do here is, we have another XML tag in Maven, that is properties tag. So what we can do in the properties tag is, that is right in here, if we add any properties, we can just use it as a variable instead of typing it right in here. Let me write it as an example, then you would understand. In here I would write it for the Hibernate version. That's Hibernate dot version, and then my Hibernate version, I would say 3.5.1 dash final. So this is my Hibernate version number. What I have to do is, if I don't want to write 3.5.1 here, instead I add it as a property. So how would I mention it right in here in the version? I would have to say dollar and then Hibernate dot version, the same value that I have used right in here. So now you can see here, once I did add the Hibernate dot version and add it as a property, it included the corresponding jars files for me: Hibernate, Antler, Commons, DOM, XML, JTA, and this. You can even have JPA also included for the Hibernate projects. Okay, and then when you scroll on here, I would say this expression evaluates to this. The property is defined in com.hibernate. The snapshot jump to the location, it would jump in, the cursor jump right in here. So that is how you can save it as a property instead of writing it here. One of the way of depending using the version number. So for the Spring, what we'll do for Spring framework. So let's just say for the Spring framework, and then here I would say, let me just format. Okay, for the Spring I would say org.spring framework, Spring framework, and then artifact ID is spring_context, or do you want to use spring_orm? So let me just do for the spring_orm over here. Spring dash context or ORM. We'll do all context test ORM. And for the version numbers, here I am selecting, instead of adding as a variable, I would say 3.1.1 RELEASE. So this is what you get for the Spring version and save. When you save, it pulls down all the corresponding jar files. So these version numbers that you need to select is the latest version number that you have in your Spring. Okay, that is for Spring context. So now let's go to the Spring test. Spring test, you can just copy and paste Spring test, and even for the Spring test it would be 3.1.1 version. Save, and then Spring test jar is included in here, and then we want Spring ORM. Okay, Spring ORM. Save. ORMs are right in here for us. And then what else we wanted? In Hibernate we have already included Hibernate core. So if you want to include Hibernate_validator, so let's just do for the validator as well. Hibernate_ validator, and the version number for the validator is 4.0.0.beta2. Save it. So this is how you keep adding the files into the form.xml file, and then the Maven will be adding those particular dependencies jars into the Maven. So to see the dependencies, you can add it in here, and as I said, you can click on dependencies and you see all these are all the dependencies that we have added. To discuss about MySQL as well. So to add it in this UI graphical UI way, you need to click on add. Search using the group ID, artifact, or any preference. I would search for, maybe I would say MySQL. So this is how I would search for MySQL connector Java is the artifact ID. So this is what I got it from this website. You can even go to Maven website directly, and then you can search for it, Maven repository. Okay, and then once you search for it, it gives you the MySQL exact jar. You select it. Once you select, the group ID, artifact ID, version number are auto-populated. Once they are auto-populated, you click OK, and then you can verify. After saving, you can verify that particular jar that is added in here, MySQL connector. So this is another way of adding dependency. So if you don't know the dependency group IDs or anything that you want to add, or even if you know any one artifact ID or anything, you can search for it. At the same time, you can include it. Instead of writing the XML tag, you can include it in the UI, from the UI. I hope this tutorial is helpful. Thank you.